that leadership must also bear its part of the sacrifice it is calling on the people to make. The latest cost-cutting measure follows sweeping reduction in the size of government through the appointees of fewer ministers and presidential staffers or presidential office staff. Other measures have also included stopping satellite TVs, subscription for officers at the presidency and other government facilities. And so that is the communication. A free Yera Felix of Osu Kwache Honomo Eba, Minister in charge of government communications. Now the thing now say aban petrol and afan go ma government appointees. Say bia wa ma coupon fa kwaji fuel na filling station ya kwa kubu ni e de ama no okoko gina ba bia ondum ne ka ja na ka sisu sa be 4 hours 5 hours no aban say tin time we twam effective immediately at once by force. I say babu bia ni ho no be kwa kwaji bi. Enti sisi ade His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ese wetwam de akwakoba no yewia Edra na Ivan no muni ha Onelucious omuni ha tie beka asa na fe minister na append the signature na or the akwakoba no na asafo je na oye scholarship secretariat boss no nkasa kra no na wa akwakoba nsem and this na member committee no so eye nkofo a ya appoint omo a ebinom eye businessmen who are also politically affiliated to different political parties they no nyame adomo a menya da jenma church mu ye pa e de akyeremo and this is what is going on under the Ministry of Education under the watch of Yera Haruna Idrusu. So please, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, or the Vice President, Yemami Professor Gina Nopokwajiman, any all other stakeholders, and the NDC Chairman, any more Chief of Staff, Yera Julius Debra, Muina, Mofamu Hunje Sase Muemu. Now we making sure say the decision will be reversed immediately and as soon as possible to making sure say the scholarship secretariat will be used to empower people and relevant people are omunidi na fiomoko to me akwakosuade rather than this 9-member committee every day they will sit and be discussing and of course the board will not be able to pay them because they will be taking allowances and what have you nyame adumo na be ya da genia church but first of all my started the discussion with the scrapping of the fuel allowances and what have you menko nanama ajako hodom na from the journalist point of view, okay, do you see it as a good move by the president? Okay, JB, NDC abawe no bibi onbeye bia no mo planning. They are just being strategic. I see. Sir unim se echina per reporter me call news portals no mi hu se echina and Ghana Revenue Authority ebe introduce one CD energy sector levy na. Yes. Womo postpone ye echina and womo de beba. Yenim se NDC abai after 7 December, yeah, President Mahama started adwuma. First quarter the coupons eko. Oh yeah. First quarter. First quarter the. First half of quarter eko. First half, yeah, yes. Because you're 7th month. Sure, yeah. Yeah, pa quarter ho kra, yeah, second quarter. Yeah. Ye ni mu se senior bia no. Be 6 months a wo mo edi wa ba mu die. Ekwan bi aso no. Fuel coupons eko. First sa energy levy e ba ye 1 cedi no ba ye no. Mse Ghana for buffet. Me kwa mi postu near maybe wo social media so me platforms okay can wadwin me bo amadwin because me say obi to say Shamima ama prat no me dey justify na wo mu defend o ma ye ready so betua 1 cedi no say o ma ye ready na me say like seriously who presidency ye ma free a coupon fu wa no beji ni free
oji beji ni free ama
ya ban san ba boka
asa so kura che bia mankrofo se mu kunu mu kura no kupon no mu benya bi enti ane na wan say yesi ya ba beji 1 cedi per liter wu na wo gina bontin na wo kiremu na wo defend na wo justify 1 cedi na 1 cedi enti serious me sa part na me buofu se omo a wo mu ntofu wo no omo na e defend ye dey e justify e no say me kasa ban we say bibia wo ye bia no e strategically bibia move na wo move no enti e kira na ye be introduce Ghana Revenue Authority e dis levy we say ban e na President Mahama e dis release we say ya ba Felix Kwatro so dia ba say henceforth o ye government official government appointee a who need free fuel bia wo ba bia so be kwa koto fuel wo nkogina goil na wa fill wo tank na wokọ adwuma waso wayi windia si so afra no pa kokotuma nwumre wokọ ma pa waso wayi wokọ girlfriend ho no mu a na chese wa pack car no na ejesi so because unya free fuel enti eye because ni ebuofu say mumu ntobi always na chese ordinary Ghanaian enso fa bedis ni nyina ni esum de agu Ghana for so na just time bia no ye introduce new taxes new levy afenso kwa existed ones na on so kwa na yes system ye increase at the end of the day me ni wo any Ivan ye etie ordinary Ghanaian ye mobro wa for no the vulnerable in the society ye na ye suffer ye na ye be nkrofo se be nkrofo akro no ma ba bebo ni aka energy sector e ka da ho no mo e bebeto ye over 80 billion and over 81 billion ni ye bu akonta na at the end of the day akonta na ye bu no timamuni ya enye ne bone ne light bill otua ni mitebo ni fie otua omo aban ne koro no ono na e suffer ni asanso abuka ne de agunu so wukomo ya e ka ye da ho no ye ka esle ye introduce ye say na ye de kwaji loan efa so be ne ba so ma Ghana ni Kania ye ti Ghana ha say ya under the leadership of your friend say former energy minister Dr. Meltupoku Prempe JB hwe me ti wono me mitebo me fe postpaid I quite remember say baby am kotena ye no e be say 2023 eba 2024 early 2024 no na me bill eba 350
oh okay
a free bill June July eba na me tua 900,000
I see
ya make an announcement bia wa Ghana kan che Ghana ni say ya to e bia utility base mu be say 500% and now 600%. Only say installment of new meters no Ghana for complaining ye say what say ye prepared ne bo at the end of the month who spend the best 500 say who spend more than 1,000 but announcement bia free periods one mama me kan che Ghana ni say e bia ya to e bia utility base in Kania bo mu be say 100% and I say bia 200% and one say install new meters no na e twi boom 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 na de be ya ne say aban ne ba na ya tichire timamuni nsa de agu na chi na ya call parliament na energy minister John Jenapo na wo chirem ye beto ka e ka no se ye nye firi wono mu a dumso be ye CV Ghana fo bebre e wo senkane ni agina so na afa no ye de 1 cedi akwakoto woto ye friend say fi wa bia petrol diesel na se ene petroleum yi bia na ye de 1 cedi atoso na abamu panimfo na fi wa no mu ntobi no omo na echirem omo na justify ene ye betua nti se na President Mahama I was so trust na to hono ono udi kan na che se ye timemfo na ye di akiri won se oti ne ma bi se yi a enye wo bufu enye wo ya enhya wa horoba won se president no wo tu anamon ye nyina ne abeto wo hawo nti ye nyina nya dai ye mwa na sa wo hawo ne ye nyifa firi wo esan se sumu na ye de eya and then JB twade ne apie se government officials obi anto ni fuel ya wo Ghana ha say ni ye V8 de si hɔ no mo a V8 no ye bufu we free the gum na ye de akonwa ye de president akonwa e na sim be bia president be ko bia no esa say V8 no enye ne sika na ye de toye taxpayers money near the toy.
Mahama so ye bi.
Me kai former president. Me say 8 years e twa mu ekoye. Na president Akufo-Addo. So ho. Ghana for ka yenti obia na V8 tu pa na nam na ekọ na eba. Na ye de yesi makonwa ya president driver na etwi akonwa. Ni ye bufu we free. Enti President Mahama, say wo Francis say ya na wo say wo ya na wo kwode a. Edu ba bi emu oya. say me kwa akoto fi wani introduce but that 11 kwa no ma kire mu a me meti ase no emu da ho no plane enya de bi e ha dwene bia enti so watwa sa part one asa ama practice me manom eno onwa mo George na ponom mo ba beto fi well dia se nyina na ye ka
ne obi ahoma ne
aha ne enya gufu biem aha
Lucius when you coupon no that is government official
Mnyam dasi amfa kwanyas na menchia wahwefo na menchia NDC fo abenso baje bra ba hwe ni nyina na eya asem de anopa ya yini mahu se communicate bisa enenam ayi media no so I chese president I say political appointees no allowances are better mabe for full no and no with immediate effect fine ya information no ba no pa ya na no pa ya
season no more print no bende
and here in there say bebetu bagu bebetu bagu o ko use no ba bia enye well na eye asempa so ahu minua won say before NDC ebeba aban mu no President Mama any NDC fo nyina aka kire Ghana for say ye bidura ye be reset Ghana adenti ana Ghana fo nyina egitu say oman no apro atete asai esan MPP fo ene na do abeba ye minua ba e kasa na o kasa bi Ghana be dia konwa si na ba so air condition asiso na be de nam Ghana abonten so enti na ahokire pa ye de na ewo ho ne Ghana fo nyina na egitum se ahokire den ewo ho enti na ehia obi a obeba ba den obeba ba gie ene ya President Mama eba ye no de oye se researching no mpanimfo kan asem bi se bebo dan frifie o bodam a o bodam di frifie ha ayi bronin kasa bele charity begins at home enti no se ne ya tie dia ministers a mewo anase ministers a meyi no ankane ohwe ministers a na adu di kan yi ya okoyi about 125 ministers ewo Ghana haisi be nyina betika mu beti be wofie begifu allowances ahodo ni nyina begibi ebo oman no ka eni nti no ebra so say ye nyina no ye be den ye de niam bi a ebetimi aboa ma ye ho ayeden ahenhan ye agu akwan mu ene no ka say 60 ministers no be den obeyi enti sa ohwa ministers a nanado eyi no President Mama eye na dwen say odimu be half pe eni be ebebu man no enti say o calculate V8 anka minister betinam allowances ahodo pediums ahodo ne fie ne security ene ayi housemaid nasefo mu nyina sa sika no ebeba be den ebeba bebu oman no futum amede aide edi abobra I think last week in the Ivan call ayi meeting bi ana ayi for National Development Planning Commission na be can be about say or share mortality rate ye maame mu abekọ awoso a be mafie na ekosoro what you say na emudodo na nso ye ade a akwati say ye wo chefa wom anase aban wo chefa wom out of negligence ka ho bi ne ebi nso ohonum a enema bi anan ka ese ya ntimi anye den anye enti no President Mama Kraka ese ayi wo hwe district assemblies no common fund na akona wa task be say every year bia no district assembly bia NC one chip compound what you say
I say every district assembly bia na ye preso to me see one chip
yes compound. Year bia afibaku bia no say usi chip compound na we say no e be possible nso dia na che say ye hia sika what you say say o calculate chip compound and the year ukọ nkurase na na say baabi a materials no a wo pɛ no kra no ne bo fam na wo hia bɛyɛ around 100,000 Ghana cedis what you say and I say 800 yes sorry around 800,000 Ghana cedis na what you get then what we di RC wo hwɛ ye schools ahodo a ɛwɔ ɔman yi ma yɛ baabi a nkura da so ti nnuase ɛne den ɛne eco school nti sɛ ebenya sika de akɔ si chip compound ebenya sika ɛde akɔ see schools ahodo ebenya sika de ato textbooks e de amankra na e kire say aban mu mpanimfo abeno nso no ba eden banya baabi agina no enema bi abe enjoy say etimi eden yetimi yi so kakra nti enya no ye eche no kakra enti wo ho no ma wo ti V8 ma na wo ti air condition mu no ye hwan wo de no so kakra na ya nya sika de ato futuo mu na ya tumi de eden ya tumi de abo oman no ho bra me bi hu ne say ya asempa ebiri bi atwam na ente saa wati ase be ka kire say oman no emudin a time bi a be ka kire say emudin no ade ba ko a be besen adwen ho ye say be be gyeto wati ase na ba sane ayeden ba sane a live big enti wa abreko MPP for na be ka kire say oman no mu ayeden no be introduce e-levy be oman no mu ayeden be introduce betting tax oman no mu ayeden na fuel air kosoro oman no mu ayeden na ofrense dollar no so ne bo ayeden ne bo air kosoro enti e ma ho kire kese pa ayeden e be toye o Ghana haisi enti no me no de meka e say e asempa ba be wo political appointment no e ma be ngu no so say eye ade bi a eye hate bi wa hu say aban no pese be ho kire be no what you say because say wo hwe oman ya yetim na wo hwe kwan a me kai bribi ayi nsoko but your ba pinfo bi free honum eba when chi Methodist hospital na unim sa awo kan the previous day no na awo kan no na benya ka emfa no nyede emfa no mba I see what you say nti ade chi na say bidie ka bi ko ho bidie ka no ko bidie ka o ko akura na ase o bidie ka ko akura na ase a no ko fa ni bidie ni be sere no eye kia ahu ne bed no to kia no ne kia yi ba dia ben pa sa no ba hospital na bedru e no na ayi oba no na se ahu be sesi because na akura no de ne nsa na eba what you say entini senka be woni aba che compound bi wo hono ne happen ye bede no call hono ma megidie say enka nurse ni a owo hono no ebetimi asoso ano kakra what you say ansa na bed no eden aba ayi ofrense district hospital and I say any nearby hospital hwe oko ayi hospitals ahodo na and I say district hospitals na ko hwe kwan amanfo asanlai ewo honum what you say obi honum a ni issue no mild issue bi sa ana say enyade bi a wosuru bi a be obekwa akodi lie so a abreko anka bi a chim compound wo honum ni malaria simple malaria bi ni okọ na bi a behwe na enka no ho beto no but obetwa kwan akọ a district hospital no akodi lie so a minimum mekai incident bi a obi take queue room otikiu ma okọ head doctor sa otwo no wawu enti piniko no ono so tu ho ansa na later be notice say wawu no otwo what you say enti no ensemble bi wo ho no ma enye desa enti no hu ni say a good move ni president mama atekiri say at least say ministers no for allowances no so me kura de me hu ni say your other allowances bi mu ho no enjoy be say betimi scrap sa allowances no every ho no nanka at least ya tumi de ahwe the other sectors no so
okay Ivan before say me ba ho no ma me nka say the minister in charge of local governments chieftaincy and rural development and religious affairs assembly members April May omo allowances no 1300 the call into assembly member bi a wo Ghana ha bia no oyere ana wukunu waje 1300 why nti okase scan if you oboa ai mama mi tio
wo salary ba wo nanso
ai
wo salary ba wo nanso
da bia meka
yebi ma mencha na mencha watie for na menka say governance is about the people so in any proper governance setup biano is premised on the welfare and the collective gains of majority of the people or more minimum at any point in time. And policies and programs of government, always, as I reflect these daily needs of people. And like from a policy background, you can say the policy first of all, you look at problems how our mind. So you tease these problems out. Now what weave solution. So that solution, so by the time a policy in the Bible, now it is seeking to address the basic challenges now we're finding within. So that is the whole concept of the policy coming up, just to address society problems. And then as a form, I bet me enhance nipa capacity to do better. In recent times, koto abano na adia baako na eye bone of contention because of social media be very open. People are very much concerned about how to do with the way government officials and the government now kasa some silly expenditures and the blow monies away. The very people who are supposed to be beneficiaries of a government that has been set up, don't benefit. Now, the very few people who are able to get to the top of the pinnacle, and I said the top of the triangle, almost become richer and they become comfortable. But I have told you, so that is not governance. Governance is supposed to have a far-reaching impact positively on people. And this particular fuel allowances, first of all, I'm more President Mahama Abaso for doing this particular thing because it is something that has been on the lips of Ghanaians for so many years. I have sat here on this platform and my Kahwa say it doesn't make sense. A teacher ni or no chra dia boso maybe or get 3,000 or no. Yes, onto fuel. Now will be or no a minister or access to huge money in as a form of does it make sense? And these two people are working for the same motherland. Does it make sense? So it doesn't make sense. It defies this logic, common sense. And as for over the years, we think their power is being in the privileged position. You enjoy yourself. That is all that political power, the concept has always been about. Until the very moment you are appointed as DC MP, you feel you are better than the rest of the people. And you must be treated special. Then as a forum, that mindset, and I don't know where it's coming from. But you see, all these things in a colonial mentality, you inherit it. My culture say in the colonial period, we say the governor of Bakruma, I now represented the Queen of England as a for so. Yeah. At the time, when somebody is coming from UK to Ghana, it was seen as a risk because that time, not civilization, you can die anytime. Malaria, there was this tribal conflict over here, Asante, British war, this. So when somebody is walking all the way from UK to Ghana, that is seen as a risk. So Abrafun making sure say you be compensate you handsomely. So they will give you big salary, they will give you allowance. They'll give you a security. They'll give you a garden boy. They'll give you clothes allowance. Then as a forum. So these are colonial inheritance because the panoban or be taking risk. Until they will compensate you with all these things. Misgiving because share the goodies around now. You accept the queens of and come. Yeah. So yaji after independence, And I'm saying bibini ye ni pabone fuenti, this colonial inheritance, yantu ngu. And I yes ni nyina ma ye ho. Realizing say yan kasa na ye di ye ho so. Enti na obakwa judge fie or security or cook or hwan garden boy. Ni sa nkrofo nyina state na tu omuka or security. Ya man clothes allowance, ya man disallowance, ya man this all this nonsense of allowance. Ya so yes ya pama brofo na omako bikomba be di so. But the way we benefit, we invited all these things, and the black man is okay with it. And I yanka say ye dia hoso ya science na ye di there. So I think that this is a breakthrough policy where President Mahama as ya born about because it doesn't make sense. Say government official because say top petrol na ordinary person should. And over the years, keep on and say nipa na je on use some of these people ubeshia young lady 22 years na gu ne car boot. Ubeko no friend obi na yasesa man. So I know the day some of these privileges we abuse so I know the day obete expenditure from government are huge. But you look at the developmental aspect, there is absolutely nothing to show for. And I mean, you can VAT, you fuel, petrol, the air checker, and as for. Does it make sense? You understand? But over the years, and I never win in our course. Emma, your friend saying a so for me, I think that this is a great move by president, and I think that he should continue. For me, the fuel allowance alone is not even enough. One thing Amaka, this per diem people traveling. It's absolute nonsense.
It is absolutely
Debbie, so you are not going there as an ordinary person. You are going there by the virtue of the fact that maybe you are a minister and you are performing your core function. At the end of the month, they pay you for your core function. So traveling out, why must that come with extra? And the funniest part of it all is say, so I call football space na GFA for na. Now some of these per diem or necessary per diems and then as a form of this fuel disallowance, your mama for me say. You have two positions say braba serve and your privileged position over believe as a lord on people. Now it is an opportunity to come and serve the people by making sure say core thing is we impact it positively by making sure policies and programs of government will have far-reaching consequences on the people. So see I'm not here. Yantana na yakase. Yeah, analyze the economy now, but people are mentioning GDP, but inflation, and as if I can just say, upon all these metrics, they assess whether the economy is doing well or not. The fundamental thing, I give you micro analysis of an individual, has to do with the Human Development Index, because I don't know, talk about your overall health. It talks about your friends' education. It talks about your social and your friends' economic well-being. Young far individuals when you teasing out in terms of some of these things. Now you who say how and a Ghana for your near my SCT. So for me, I think that these are some of the things that you have really a mind to. Now you have governance, any positive impact on people. Now you making sure say. Some of these minor things over the years, so na power and say the enhance the empower the so I think that government deserve a lot of commendation for doing this, and for me there are other areas he must also look at. Because Ghana for the year said the burden will be lessened. Yet here few years ago, the president did a press conference telling Ghanaians, former president Akufo-Addo, catch say, "Yen tighten your bet." Na your face because on my no higher than.
We are not in normal times.
At the time, na president bet trust and nation na who could new campus about bet because at the Jubilee House you saw the amount of money that they were wasting there at the time. You understand? People were telling him that so if you want us to yen tighten your belt, one so size of government and huge and fast will be a mass. Let's try to resize it. But that particular wise counsel, hit it on a snag. Nobody listened to anybody. So for me, I think that this is a good move and it's in line with the concerns of Ghana for Rezi. It means that President Mahama Kwatana and China was signed by Bibi. And he's listening, working on the dictate and the demands of the people. Okay. Because these are some of the things that na Ghana for here means Onua buying by ya more enti and ya da sorry na say aban en tofu elma obia biem obia should buy Onua nkasa the way. I think that the same thing should also be extended to individuals when it comes to electricity na say for nom na obia na you make sure say yen nyina ya that the same line so or salary allowance everything abenya no and na be determine the cost of living eba sa na ebe ma obia your friends saying a clear picture of the real state of the economy. And to say, I can't have said. Your friends saying,
yeah, spend fuel 51 million Ghana cedis, car ties, batteries 15 million Ghana cedis. Some of these issues, and that's some of these stories, about out Ghana full. So
it doesn't. We na men call issues.
So these are things that Ghana for and JB governance are projected to a level and every single Ghanaian out there no enim dia koso. Me say sa okọ makola na kwesi ma me a oton toma na wona na ka politics nim dia owo no e bia kra ya TV see ni sa nim dia no. People have grown to appreciate politics to the sense say ade bia obeye bia no they can read meaning into. So when you are government, I don't think that we are still in 1990 where you think the people are gullible folk, they don't understand anything. I'm telling you that Ghanaians are well enlightened, they understand policy deep in and out. They understand. So I think that some of these things meeting the immediate needs of the people, like the president has done. No, for me, I think that it's positive.
Right.
Ghanaians should commend the president for doing this and also ask him to do more, because I can't just say until per diem, yes, crappy flu, and I will not be happy because I don't understand why will be a too quiet in the Juma. Jumano is why we appointed the person to go and do, now you see extra cash and money. Does it make sense? You understand?
Okay.
And there's some of other things that we need to look at. For instance, as the president to quiet, just say yes, where will be in monetary and name. Does it make sense?
Lucius, my memory before semi call the number honor. Now, Abdulkumanov, I'm so young can was a meet, say what can was of course. Ye na you they see or honomo. Mama will be a Dr. Cote d'Ivoire so from Koma Kusi no point so. There's a pain and war day. At the end of the day, the NDC won. What does it mean to the NDC? For the first time in the history of our republic, from 1996 to now, NDC winning about that. For the first time, NDC winning that battle. But beyond about to honor, the quite for a pocket of issues to see or honomo. What does it mean to the good people of Ghana, our democracy, and going into a by-election and also, what are the consequences?
Okay, give me that say. For the first time in history, NDC are winning a home. I don't know. Despite the fact say, nyano ABR 100%. What you say? But then, me give you say, Oshe, amamu papa. Air Kosona, and no Kahubi, and my NDC, Erini. Entino, Aquatia, the Iswa, Yequeno, no regime say NDC, Ebesan Arini.
I see.
Na, the Corso, Nano, Adeba Kwamesre, MPP4, and me, ASA, Benko, Nabanko to be fee, and Sana, Elino. Say Yabeka Bibi and I say Bibi or Ghana higher, but the Banu Ababi. There be America saying the NPP party no. I then Agu. The Okana, the few say the bois. Was okay. Elections ya Yabakon 2028 now. And no name bachelor say NPP party no. Agu. After 2028 election, NPP into my power bill. No question,
Commissioner.
And near air corner party nagu.
Oh, okay.
What you say? Agu. Nambum says you know, and Yadia baby who until say the general election. Now, baby who say better results now at that 38 no. A swear by 16. A home baby who say the party night day. Agu. The entire make us say, you say, what him say, Enra, the call. National Council meeting.
Yeah. And no more.
Enra.
Oh, I see.
Na be koye no. Mamen na your friend is in
free. Yeah.
Afri ye ekọ kopa che say party no mom a take decision say ben contest the election no. Na mom onu mom ye den ekoye. Say obekaya before elections no. Regional secretary ba bonche be kai say enya dia NPP air contested. Da oka asasem no. Na ye Monday na mbwa.
No, it was on Thursday.
Wednesday,
Thursday. Yeah.
Yes, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday.
No can say party no decision you say enya dia be contest election no.
If I don't call court na court failure no. Call high court a court ebo mu injunction ni gu ye no. By a press conference. So it was, I think, Wednesday, Thursday.
Or granting interviews be brave, I can say, and Nadia be contested. Ye who ya say, Adia China Mami, and the cast and crew, or your campaign. Now, then Pani Baba say, party, I take a decision. Nani Paba for Atimi, I and I been say, decision now, party Kakakanu now taking. Or no failure, Juma. What you say, dear the canon, near to Sumienu. The same party now, okay, say uncle contest no. The next members now, back on siege, there's a uncle contest no. Campaign about one, Naba Sandina ho. And you know, me say, Mamma, I patch or say, or call contest no. Besides, we say all patch now. What happens to the same people now? All patch where were they? Were they not there? The same people now be taking decisions about corn. Best not be oh. Nti say wo patch say one call. We are then.
What contest now?
Call contest now. Then what happened to them too? I didn't tell best ben patch or say best be say young contest in so call.
But they be no uncle. Most of the key party officials know. The likes of the general secretary uncle, the chairman uncle, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia uncle. But I think say Osmai.
Mahmoud Bawumia, Osmai. So
yes. Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan is not a executive member.
No, but say or any personal aid.
Well,
or any spokesperson rather.
What Kennedy Japan?
No, I mean Emraka Abuaji.
Well,
Emraka Abuaji. Sure. Kennedy Japan or Hunting can say presidential aspirant 2024, which is Kennedy Japan. No hon. What you say? Prospective aspirant Brian Champo on the first and donate sika.
Yeah.
The mama.
Yeah, sure.
Wahoo. Entino, what you say party na Kasam says here, Obi say the center can know who. And you be chairman Obo say chairman no one con say chairman and Kasa who no crache.
And chairman to say that's what truck crack say opeso general homemaker. Yeah.
Entino me komanim no. Ma membra near course wo horum abatoɔ na e course wo horum no. Me who say journalist bi police ni bi ball na sum. Yeah man no yakɔ. I think say ade na police ni no ye no wanya de any crime pontini by interdict no wanya de no matter what minim ade pa ne obi ebe ya obetimi ahwe na sum tesa entu wanya de na mom maame ha Kusi ono na sem no de ne nkaye no wahu sometimes o koka I say minim Ghana for ye true hypocrisy o kan I say be pese on mihu hwe de di kan me eba bi ti say affirmative action bill me one of the crusaders me gitu mpa say mba etim ba bi gina e wo yama no semu ne o hwe president mama nso e wo saa gidie no eni nti a oba ye na appointees no o hwe na o appointee mba bebree in actual fact this is for abe appointee be kurampo no o ko district bi a ayi oba eka ba be pe ayi DC no ho a o yo oba na o ka ho
yeah na qualify the bema
o de bema what you say enti no one men so da say yebekọ ayi abatoɔ na pinche ebeba men so nieto so mienu men so say obabasia anase obatan yebeye no yeye no ayi na no eno no nso men so na mom jebi o kan Bible na wahu or say happy are those who from now die in the service of the Lord. Yes, indeed, they shall enjoy rest because the results of their service go with them. Now, my point to what the results of their service go with them. Will numa ebedu wachi enuma be ni di ha Kusi achi. Impanimfo ka say de ahwe de ba afie Onua ansana ye den e baaye. Wonye MP sesei. Wonye minister sesei. One year executive ewo MPP mu sesei yet aba na wakɔ hɔ a wokɔ hɔ as an observer meboa as an observer no eba ne sɛn ne wokɔ ya inner perimeters no wokɔ gina hɔ no wakɔ gina hɔ more than 1 hour what you say eba ne sɛn so ne wokɔ no wokita pepper spray na kyɛ sɛ waboa wo ho.
Are you calling someone China now? Are we investigating no?
Yes. Onua nkasa hia say you investigate no because the intention to even commit a crime na nkasa a crime. The intention to commit a crime in itself is a crime. Enti no me jitum say ba bo no ana obi ne otu fa de ti ko head no bia no sa nkrofo no be hia say you investigate be. What you say he has said in the panutuma kwan yet me police ni me lawyer what you say however onu nso ma me kro na no near say police for no faso ana kwan I said no faso bia no said no faso dey bi na dey di kind this is somebody Onua ankasa timi ma best snatch ballot boxes. Some time ago, the same person ye will be on my washing in Kwa. How Kusi obi ahwere ne nkwa e okrum ha. The same person shooting ni opponent body guy. Ne sa nipa no den eko yade. Enti no se empempi no se utu ofrensen akurafo a na utu momone sofo. What you say? Enti no ne person di ko wie say maame no Oma nani na ho me feel say nka sabre we say no nka wasua bibi because chairman won't me ba honum no me hu say ne osikasa aye me tun say at least kakra fa na ni ase na dwimu ada ho na dwimu ada honum anka ne na ban na e wo so ne na odi ni mre ntu asem ene aban no ni ho biem. And the issue of self kwakodi boni awie na wa hide behind say wo ye minister na say wo ye MP no ene atwam what me kotutuo ma ebi sa say denti a ukita tuala na odi tuo no ebo ho ban
Maakye innocent brebo na
Jebi
and be 10:45 why
Jebi and I saw extend the count. I think because this is a big issue. I think so we had their course so Ablekuma. It's really shameful, very embarrassing. But said the media is kind of segmented into 3 areas. Number one, first, over kind of our videos over culture say under Akufo-Addo within the MPP, no. Your first intellectualism was sacrificed for idiocy. And I think say now me say I don't know obi be better here me nim kwan for some mechanic but the course so our Ablekuman leading to no a clear manifestation of this whole thing. This is a political party that will go into a major elections and will suffer the most humiliating defeat in the history of Ghana. At the expectation of every political analyst, looking at the magnitude of Mulusu, I said, name ye, a party no will come your fencer together and be able to float. Yet, what by way, such conversation, Obiang have away. Yet, sorry, I almost say elections in the but you see, events leading to this elections here, of course, now we heard the position of the party. This is a general secretary of a political party. Why your press conference? Party executive general and elections. There are some court or more boycotting elections. That's fair. That's fair because he's the CEO or the administrative of the party. Sure. Wearing certain enormous executive authority over the party. Then after the press conference, the lady in question, the candidate, goes from home to home campaigning against this particular instruction the general secretary Ediaba. And the woman now all go against the general secretary. One call alone, a significant number of the party executive under general secretary were seen at the ground fine this grand way with impunity. So the question is where lies leadership among the leadership of the MPP? Because if the general secretary can make a statement and that statement, few moments after will be defied, clearly a party is suffering from leadership crisis, and that there is the need for them to come together and mend the pieces. And Rami, who said my platform way, my post to President Kufuor, and some of the revelations are all making it very shocking. Yeah, sure. President Kufuor say or no MPP and they and when they are making decisions, they don't even consult him. That's true. Now MPP party no buzia dankwa tradition eguye. Eyo ono as Kufuor net me win power more. And na onyanduru age a woka asem chena ne wirefi. So he is expecting say baby ogina as obi a otimide MPP a win power pema party number power no enkaine. Whenever they are making key and strategic decisions, you involve Kufuor in the decision. But he has become irrelevant in the managing party. That is the consensus that Kufuor raised. So, some way, credence to some kind of had that say the party is not for rebuilding. Now, impose candidate to be on the party, the upcoming elections, that is the priority of the party. And it's the reason why you see this fractured leadership. and in the election they were going to lose because baby I'm not sure say anybody was willing to vote for party one lose power where they messed up with this country and then things are trying to pick up. Obia might want to pick MP at least obetimi go to get something or the and for me that is okay. And Debbie, I think that security wise, I think that IGP and the boys they did a very poor job. Very poor job because in terms of security organization everything was poor because I work kwanya metro mind to me BCG that particular your friends say wena yet here we've talked about vigilantism then as a form I was West Wogan I fresh on our minds near my course so the horror I share on TV then as a form the last thing anybody expected and the kind of nonsense we saw our Ablikuma South and Ablikuma North and as a form because you see it was totally needless. But my question is some metro mine or more betting cutting why not do a more again this back and forth now ANC we saw the police we saw the attitude that I said the course no do not inform
because they were not armed.
Exactly.
Yes, of course.
Nobody was even in a tactical gear. Then as a forum, you cannot go into an election ground and assume say oh everything is going to be okay. So police in for it doesn't make sense. You understand? So I think that the grand strategy by the police in dealing with this particular matter was a bit some way. And again, so security elapse here. Then people with advantage because political individuals will always have political interest. You understand? How are the issue no more can? It's unfortunate these things happen, but you see, answer na call grounds no already call grantee interviews or no or call grounds and people and the woman he has a very terrible track record in terms of say hooliganism then as a form I am no some man for aluso mobusia for what I say and to call radio so and say when I wear magadia new Van Dam in town call grounds people will meet you and corner pepper spray then as a form. So I think that can we condemn this act of violence or your back near man cause and everybody see yes say 1 2 who for now with the science who call we are I'm for this it's quite unfortunate but what the way forward is I expect the security say we cannot just brush it aside because look at where Ghana has got into in a democracy we cannot continue to accommodate them in our elections or making sure say every single person be involved will be investigated or be prosecuted. Unfortunately for us there are video footages out there and JB after this elections we must not forget the sense of the Electoral Commission. So we are here today because of the Electoral Commission, the incompetence and the kind of things of my here. Possession about removing the Electoral Commission as a for we must not sweep it under the carpet because election has gone people has won and as for these people still pose a significant danger to our democracy and I think that all the people sitting there at the Electoral Commission they must resign and go home because none of them are fit for purpose.
That's it, but I say quick one the number
JB my main for President Kufuor no briefly
in 30 seconds why
really
yes.
Okay say party na sideline no
yes
President Kufuor founding member of MPP and then why president e wo MPP amanyokom ohia permission e free kodua Justin Kodua and I say national chairman honomo and son and the party no enema bi enna wa criticize and I say wa make some corrections party no every baby na do sam so we say President Kufuor Ghana ha say ya uncle baby ya meboa because na Kufuor abeye president no hwe katashini buga ni bukata ne ya bronco for pafoko same crab ne ye friend say wo mo former kwabreja kwa ye mo faso what is President Kufuor bo ho wa mo ho wa wanka ho bia President Kufuor ye statesman former president time Ghana for who President Kufuor as statesman ye time NDC wa bemu Mills Mahama 8 years from 2008 to 2016 but 8 years ala na Kufuor do because me car me time na so but so 8 years Mills Mahama dum so President Kufuor kasa de fa ho ni refi ni so beto crisis na one the one fix the only thing otimi here ani say wo to dro ben so every Ghana ekọ Nigeria say West Africa gas supplier ekọ ye wo how beto Ghana so ebra crisis ahokire ba ye under Mahama President Kufuor kasa de fa ho but 8 years under one kasa the political party na aban no eniema eye worse than the yeah, Mills Mahama. But some and the President Kufuor here permission free Justin Kodua and after party ni penny for bibi bone e kwso. Wa ba be catch Ghana obian sideline no.
That's it. Na mama say. Licious, Mammy Darcy. Innocent, and the time now, Mammy Darcy, Nafache, Yami Adama next week. You may make sure, say, we have enough time. But you're done your mobile. You come back, you talk about